Me and you are now rocking with the best. Educated melanin, she beautiful and blessed. Really wanted them, but she ain't nothing like the rest. I'm talking queen vibes, wifey energy, ain't nothing less. Why you so good to me, baby, that's the question. You look so good to me, you never got a question. They loving how we do it, how we pull up, we be flexing. They ain't gotta like it, but oh yes, they don't respect it. She know she got it, if I got it, we ain't stressing. I know you here forever, sorry to the next chick. This one for the fine women, show me how you steppin'.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I just want to let you guys know how I've been from January to now, how my life have changed drastically in a good way, you know. Some of you guys know, some of y'all don't. Back in January, I posted a TikTok saying that I'm no longer Muslim, and I got a lot of bad comments and like people bash me for that, but at the end of the day, it was my decision and this is just how I want to live my life. And the more that I think about it, I feel like I have always been a free spirit, like since I was a baby. And if you know me, then you know that I've never listened to nobody but myself. And that's a very dangerous child, but you still get to figure out yourself and worry about yourself. Like all you got is yourself. And I feel like it's a very lonely world when it's like that, but at the end of the day, it makes you who you are today, and it made me who I am today. When I was younger, my parents never really showed me the religion side of them, you know. And I'm not saying that to bash them, and I'm not saying that to like make myself any different from anybody else, even though I am. I just feel like a lot of people that's like me, and when I say like me, I mean as in they're Senegalese and they're cultural and everything, and their parents are cultural. I feel like they was raised very different than how I was. My parents was always in my life, but from 2 years old to 12 years old, I was raised by my babysitter, which is a Puerto Rican woman. And she has always been there for me. And their culture is Catholic. And I just feel like I've been around so many different religions before I realized and came to realization that my parents and I are Muslim. When you see other religions and you just see, at the time I didn't even know it was a religion, but when you see other people believing in and cherishing other stuff, I never questioned myself and was like, what am I? I never really cared because I just always felt this energy of protection. Like I've always felt like there's somebody watching over me, like a higher power, you know? And it's not like I've never believed in anything. It's not like I've never believed that there was a God, but I always felt like there was something there. And that's a good thing. I got introduced to Islam in the fifth grade. And I feel like when you're introduced to something instead of knowing it all your life, it's a big difference. You know, I feel like other people, they have known it all their life. While me, on the other hand, when you're 10 or 11 years old, you already know yourself. You went through life changing shit. Like shit already happened to you to the point where like you don't have to like run and pray. Like shit happens and then you wake up the next day and then you're okay, you know, like you heal, you know? So I feel like me becoming was, I would say becoming, because from a baby to 10 years old, I was listening to music. I was just outside freely on my bike, the youngest in the house, outside, not worried about a damn devil, not worried about fear, not worried about somebody's after me, not worried about none of that. And that is a free spirit because you know there's a knowing inside of you that you are protected, you know? And I feel like, and I'm just so thankful for that, that I've always been like that all my life. Like when Ramadan would come around, my parents would fast, but it was never talked about. Like it was never on some time where it's like, Ramadan starts tomorrow, I'm going to be fasting. It was nothing like that. Like, and it was never like, you guys have to fast. Like, I'm so thankful for my parents. Like, they never forced anything on me. But one thing I can say is when we made the decision to start going to the mosque, I feel like I only wanted to go because I found it cool. Like, I found it so cool that these people are praying to something. Like, we had neighbors upstairs. They practically been in our life since I was a baby, since I was like 2. They've been living upstairs, so we always call them cousins. They're not really family, but their parent was like super religious. The mom, she was like so religious. And I always seen her praying, but like I said, I've seen Catholics, I've seen people go to church. I've went to Yogi Bear. If you're from Brooklyn, you know, I went to Yogi Bear and it was like this whole scene being acted out of Jesus being put on the cross. And then my babysitter's niece was like crying. I guess she felt like the Holy Spirit or whatever. And I was just like there, like young as shit, just with her, just looking at her like, why are you crying? Like, but I guess she felt it. She felt whatever was going on. But like I said, I've seen so many different religions before I've seen Islam. So once I've seen Islam and seen the mosque, and I was just like, so I just loved it. I was like, wow, like this is so beautiful. It's a higher power. I used to bring the Quran to school with me, and I used to argue with the Christians. And thinking back, I wish I never argued with nobody about no damn religion. Because at the end of the day, we all believe in God. But I feel like some people could get lost in the sauce. So, yes, I got introduced in the fifth grade. I started fasting. I found it so beautiful. And then out of nowhere, I just became this fear-based girl. Like I was scared of everything. Like I always felt like the devil was out to get me. I felt like um if I don't pray, I'm gonna wake up in hell, or I'm just gonna be this devil girl. Like I was so scared of life. And I just missed the old me. Like I missed the free spirit me, the girl that, like, obviously when you're a free spirit and you don't know God, that's a problem. Something will happen to you to the point where you have to get to know God. Like you're forced to get to know God, like a car accident, or you go to jail, or like, you know, anything can happen. But I always knew God, you know, and I've never lost track of him. But once I got into religion, I feel like I didn't lose track of him, but then I did, because I got into the religion instead of knowing that God is in me. You see the difference, you know? So that's another topic for another day. It was not easy to just wake up one day and just leave. I did not just wake up one day. It was never an option, because I always felt like if I think about it, or if I talk about it with anybody, that already is a sin and I'm going to go to hell. So like I was just so scared of everything, and I'm very thankful that I'm not a fearful person anymore. I let go of all my fears. God is within me. God is with me right now, you know. Like I love being a free spirit. Everybody's journey is different. I don't wish my journey on anybody, but it is beautiful. But it all started back in 2019. In 2019, I feel like my spiritual journey started. I hit rock bottom. So much stuff happened to me, like not physically, but like all the stuff that did happen to me. I'm very thankful that it was those little stuff that had to happen to me to open my eyes, because so much other people go through big scenarios and big lessons for them to wake up, you know, to like realize what the hell is going on with their life. But I'm thankful for the little situations that happened to me for me to wake up. But Ayatul Kursi, that is the most powerful surah in Islam. And I used to say that every morning. I still know it to this day. And I still feel like it's a beautiful surah. Like it sends chills down my back. It's a beautiful surah. It's like with you guys, like Christians, like John 11 or John 16.2. Like it's stuff like that. It's the same thing. But it was something like that. And I used to say it every day. But I realized that life happens if you say it or not. Like life is gonna happen anyway. So it was this one day that I said it. Like I say it every day, but I said it this one day and I got into a car accident, and I was like, I was supposed to be protected. What is going on? So when that happened, that's like I think that was when I was just like, yo, life is gonna happen. Like I never put everything on God. Like I never was on some time of like, yo, like all of this bad stuff is happening to me is because of God. Like I've never did that. I've never turned bad stuff that happened to me, and I never put that energy on God and been mad at him. I've never done that, because life is gonna happen. Like life is a balance, good or bad, it's gonna happen. Feel me? But one thing I can say is after that happened, that kind of like woke me up like quickly. So much other stuff happened, but like that was like the icing on the cake, where I was like, bro, like good things happen, bad things happen, no matter what religion you in, no matter what you're praying to. Like but obviously it's you're praying to God, but no matter what it is, stuff is going to happen. But that's for another topic. Like I'm just jumping into like little topics that has happened to me because it can't be summed up because life is still happening for me. Like I can't really talk about everything because it's still happening, if that makes sense. But from 2019 to 2023, I finally went through my awakening. I went through so much. Like, I went through so much. I'll probably write a book one day or come out with a movie, but as of right now, I went through so much. And all it did was open my eyes and made me wiser. And every lesson was for a greater good. And nothing was happening to me, it was happening for me. Everything was amazing. Like, obviously it was horrible, but now it was amazing that it all happened the way it did. Posting that TikTok was the icing on the cake. Like I remember this day like it was yesterday. I was a security guard. I was in this abandoned building and I was just talking to my sister like, yo, I have this amazing idea of how to tell the world that I am a free spirit. Like I have this amazing idea. First of all, before all of that, I always felt like my lifestyle just didn't go with my religion. Like I always was so confused because my soul had this passion for what I do, but my religion was like, no, girl, you cannot do that. So I was a lost puppy for a long time. But finally found myself very grateful for that. But moral of the story, I found a good viral sound. It was like, I'm not with Metro anymore. I am with AT&T. That sound is iconic now. But that sound was trending and it went with what I was going to say. And I said, I am not with Islam anymore. I am with believing in God. Nobody understood it. Like everybody just really like showed who they were. Like everybody showed me who they really were. No matter what religion you're in, everybody showed their true selves that day. And I was like in a balance of very proud of myself because I was scared to post that, but obviously there was like a higher power, like this higher source telling me like post it, put it out there. You're not afraid of anything. Like you've passed the fear stage, and I've passed the fear stage. If I was still in that fear stage and I posted that, something really bad could have happened to me. Why? Because I would have been listening to all the negative comments of them saying that I'm going to hell and this is going to happen to me and that. You know, like so much people was praying that I don't wake up the next day. That is crazy. Like you're using your prayer to pray for the next person's downfall is crazy to me. You know, that's why I don't look at religion. I don't look at none of that no more. I'm looking at your soul. Like I'm looking at who you are, who you show up as to be this person, whatever you want to be. You know, that's what I'm looking at. They showed who they really was, and I was just reading them comments like, y'all are crazy. Wow. You know, but yeah, so that's that story. I'll probably get more into detail with it like in the future or whatever because as of right now, like that part of me, I don't even remember that girl. But one thing I can say, a lot of people walked out of my life once I posted that video. And guess what? I just knew they wasn't genuine people. They just wasn't supposed to be in my life anyway. Um, I never thought that I would lose the people that it was because I'm not a person that let people in. And it just takes a long time for me to let people into my life. So for me to let people into my life and for them to like just walk out because of fear of what the next person has to say about their relationship with me is crazy, you know? But honestly, like as of right now, like today's day and age, September 16th, I don't care. But one thing I can say is I was hurt. Like I was like I'm still me. It's not like I killed somebody. Like the hell, and it's not like like I didn't do anything bad, you know. But they definitely made me feel like I did something really bad. But thank God for me being this strong individual. Like, and I just listen to my intuition all the time because I know I didn't do nothing bad. Like I know that I'm following my source and God is always with me. And when I say my source, I'm talking about my intuition. Like it's not like I'm following a whole nother God from y'all's. Like everybody has one God unless you're a bad freaking person or like have horrible intentions in life. It's really good or bad. And I'm very thankful for my mom forever instilling this in me. Like she was like, you either want to be a good person or you want to be a bad person. You choose. Like, thank you, mother. Thank you, mother. Like, you are amazing for putting that in my head since young because that's all it is in life. It's up to you. Whatever choice you want to do, like, whatever. way you want to take, at the end of the day, God is with you either way. Well, not if you're doing bad stuff, but well, I'm not sure. Like maybe the devil's with you, but I don't know nothing about none of that. But yeah, like one thing I can say is this has elevated me in the most highest elevation ever. And I'm only going to go higher. So I'm very thankful for the decisions that I made in my life. And I don't care who's no longer in my life anymore. Like, you wouldn't even understand the amount of people that left my life. Like, even family. Like, well, she was never really family, but she was like family a little bit. But I'm not hurt no more. At this day and age, I'm still healing myself from everything that has happened in my life. And I'm only gonna go higher, feel me? Like, it is what it is. I'm only gonna go higher, believe it or not, or like it or not. I'm still having like little hateful people making fake pages on my TikTok, trying to get my attention, trying to figure out if I'm in hell. You're delusional. You need to worry about your own life instead of worrying about somebody else that left your religion. You know, it's just, it's kind of insane the more you think about it or talk about it. But I always wish everybody prosperity and wisdom. You know, everybody has wisdom. God gave everybody wisdom. Some people just don't use it. And I'm just praying every day that people do use it. But that's how my life has been as a free spirit. And that's, well, this video was kind of all over the place, but I hope y'all get the memo. But when it comes to people walking out of my life, I'm very thankful that they did. Like, as of today, I'm super thankful that they left my life because you just wasn't supposed to be here anyway. The ending is the best part. You was just there for the ride. So it's fine. Your loss. But thank you so much for listening to Let's Talk About It. And I'll be back with more videos of what I've been going through and why I am who I am today and what has made me who I am today. Bye, guys.